Now, a senior Iranian nuclear negotiator says discussions with the P5+1 group of countries over Tehran's nuclear energy program are making progress, but at a slow pace. This is an end-of-June deadline to reach a comprehensive final deal is drawing closer. Abbas Araqchi said negotiating sides still remain divided over a number of issues while working on the draft of a possible final nuclear deal. Araqchi noted that divisions even exist among the P5+1 members themselves over sensitive issues. He added that Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif will join the talks on Saturday. The senior Iranian diplomat did not rule out the possibility of extending talks for a few days after the deadline. Negotiations have been underway in the Austrian capital Vienna at the deputy and expert levels. The French Foreign Minister and the U.S. Secretary of State will soon join the talks as well. To get the latest on that, we're now joined by Homa Nazgi, Press TV's correspondent, who is joining us live now from Vienna. Now, Homa, what have you been hearing while you're there?
Right, I'm standing, Vagar, just outside of Hotel Coburg, where the Iranian side, of course, at the deputy level, with the presence of the EU's Helga Schmidt, the deputy of Federica Mogherini, the EU High Representative, and also the US's Undersecretary Wendy Sherman. So 2 rounds there, and at the same time, on parallel with them, we had discussions between the experts at the expert level. They are discussing the details of mostly, as Mr. Araqchi put it this morning, the annexes of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Disagreements, as you just mentioned there, include a lot of the details of this plan of action. As you said, we are expecting the foreign ministers of the 3 European countries to be here, as well as Ms. Mogherini herself, by Sunday, all of them. Still nothing announced for the foreign ministers of Russia and China when exactly they will be joining the talks. We're expecting the negotiations to continue for a week and even beyond that. I was asking sources close to the Iranian negotiating team whether they think an agreement is possible within that time, and they were saying that yes, they believe a deal is possible even earlier, as long, they said, as there's a political will and as long as the sides remain committed to what was agreed upon, they say, earlier in Geneva, the first plan of action, and then in Lausanne in April, the joint statement that was made. And that, of course, Lausanne statement is what the comprehensive joint plan of action is based on. We've heard it time and again now as we near the deadline, that if the sides remain committed to the terms that they agreed upon in Lausanne, then there won't be a problem. But excessive demands are being made. This is according to the Iranian team there, and these could include, of course, we've heard it time and again, in inspections of Iran's military sites, something that Iran is not going to agree to. It says it's a red line. Also, we are hearing about the issue of sanctions. Iran wants all of them to be removed. UN Security Council, US and EU sanctions simultaneously, with Iran agreeing to implement its side of the bargain, the limitation of its nuclear program, of course, including limiting uranium enrichment to the 3.67%, turning the Fordo site into a nuclear research center, and limiting enrichment to the Natanz site. Also, the commitments that include a reconstruction of the Araqchi water facility. An important part of that also, if I have time, I'd like to add, Iran wants to be able to still continue to produce heavy water and continue to have research and development even on advanced centrifuges. It says that, especially on research and development, this is something that it could not compromise on.
Okay, Homa, as always, thanks very much for that detailed update.